Released in 1989 and directed by William Webb comes The Banker, starring Robert Forster as a police detective, Detective Dan, who seems like a kind of layabout, but has really good abilities at doing his job, as well as being a part-time comedian, it seems like. I love some of the one-liners that Robert Forster has in this movie. It's just the kind of thing that makes the character a proper character.
Hi, guy. Who the fuck are you? I'm her father. Nah, I'm only kidding. I'm a cop. And you, sweetie, are under arrest.
You have Shanna Reid as Sharon, a news reporter, and the ex-wife of Dan, who kind of inserts herself into this case. And the case that is being involved, it's all around the movie, is about a banker, Spaulding, played by Duncan Reger, who played Dracula in the Monster Squad. And basically he is killing high-class prostitutes because basically it gives him a kick. I think, you know, he enjoys it. Throws back to some kind of weird ritualistic thing that he had going way back, but to be honest, he just kind of enjoys it. And that's it, the basic setup. You know, there's no surprise, there's no mystery of who the killer is. We know right from the offset, which is an interesting choice. Usually have someone being unveiled near the end. It feels almost a little bit like an American giallo in forms as well. You get these really kind of drawn out murderous sequences as Spaulding hunts down someone with a laser pointed crossbow. You get Detective Dan doing the investigative work within this one. Like I said, there's so many one-liners in this that he drops. It's just downright hilarious.
Excuse me, Sergeant Jefferson, can you tell us something about the murder?
Wasn't me.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And just to see him procedurally going through the investigation, trying to drag out who the killer is really kind of fun. A lot of the kind of funny elements as well for me came from Sharon in her TV show, as she becomes a mouthpiece for this investigation, inserting herself into antagonising Spaulding as best she can.
But I am sure there is something, anything that they could give us that would help us to help them apprehend this asshole.
Did she say asshole?
Unrealising how kind of high profile a character he is and how much weight he has to throw about. And I kind of like the idea, even going back to now, of how you've got this high valued person in society who has a little bit of prestige that feels as though they can do whatever they want. They can go as far as they want. Human life means nothing to them because they have enough money to basically get them away from it, or get them out of any situation.
Hey! Hey, anybody home?
And to kind of see this horrible character who very much has a kind of Patrick Bateman feeling about him, just hunt people down, was kind of fun. And then kind of juxtaposed against Dan, who doesn't have the sharp suits, who doesn't have the snappy dress sense, who doesn't have the expensive haircut, who kind of carries himself in an almost jokey manner, slobbish, you could say, I suppose, as a real counterpoint to this person who is perceived to be better because they have money.
How do you do? Howdy.
You get that kind of loggerheads as well, the social commentary about how news can influence court cases or police procedures or public opinion is very much evident within the movie itself. But it's a really fun movie. It's got some really fun set pieces. There's lots of sequences of Spaulding setting people up, giving them a weapon and a sliver of a chance against him. But ultimately this man is a hunter and knows how to take down his prey. And we get many sequences of that happening, which are really kind of fun, tense and suspenseful, even if we know where it's going to end up at some point. I really enjoyed The Banker. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really driven forward by Robert Forster. I feel that because he is the main character, he adds a lot of gravitas to it. he's an amazing performer at the best of times, and he really delivers here.
Well, I'm Dan, I'm a cop, and you're fucked.
Duncan Rieger as the bad guy has that, like I said, Patrick Bateman feel about him. He feels like an animal, like a shark in human form moving through this world, and it gives you a good adversary for Detective Dan. And all in all, it's a pretty decent late 80s thriller. It's never really breaking the mould, but because of the talent that's there, it rises above most of the other contemporaries. I'd love to know your thoughts on The Banker. Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there's other content up here that you can see of mine if you want. If you just think I deserve it, hit this video with a like, maybe subscribe, and if you're feeling extra supportive, there is the membership program or Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.